So this is why 3,000 years ago you can see in the legends of the lords of Egypt, you see that they have an apron with the sun rays, and it covers the genitals, because you're covering the genitals, the ovary, the reproductive system, so you can refrain from abstinence. That's why the Masons wear the apron around the genitals, and that apron is a 12 by 12 in measurement. 12 by 12 is what? Basic math, 144. The Greeks and the Romans knew this. This is why they had a staff called Hermes, which is a coiled serpent. And at the top, there's a feathered wing. Where in the nations of antiquity have you seen feathers and a serpent, which is at the crown? That's the uraeus of King Tut. At his crown is the feathered wings and the serpent, because it symbolizes you reaching light, getting to God. So much of these mysteries have been lost. They've been misplaced and mixed up. Some have been burned, some have been taken, some have been hidden, and some have been erroneously explained by those people who haven't truly studied to show themselves approved. Why would every major hospital in the United States bear the symbol of a serpent and the wings? A feathered serpent. A feathered serpent was who? The deities in ancient America. The feathered serpent was relative to the Egyptians. That's why King Tut on the pineal gland has a serpent and a hawk, because they were the feathered serpent gods. That also was a part of a realm that you can find down in America. And so when you look at these studies of these peoples, archaeologists and scientists, they marvel at how they had contact. Well, you have to go to the writings of all the Greek philosophers, Plato, Socrates. They wrote about when the continents were together. There were 5 continents. The names were Terrania, Oceania, Veniscandia, and there were 2 more. This was also written in Exodus. If you read that scripture, it says there was a time when there was no more sea. So no, the Bible is made of allegory, but it is also made of fact, because that's a historical fact. You can see that the land mass was once all conjoined. And if you read of Exodus, it talks about the plagues, the earthquakes, the cataclysmic events, and the floods. All the ancient societies had that. 25,000 years ago, you can find tablets in Mu from the people. They were called the Nakal. And on these tablets, they wrote of the sun radiation, how it changed, how its rays affected the earth, caused the earthquake, and it sunk 25,000 people, or the inhabitants, from Mu. And so the mysteries are still unbeknownst. But this is evidence of the gods. When you're speaking of gods, people think of the fairy tale and the programming that has been given to them. But if you look at all the structures across the world, it's evidence of an advanced race of people that were here at one point in time. They were called, they were referred to many things, the Neteru, or the gods. And it was told in Genesis, the gods was made in the image and the likeness of us. So yeah, they looked like us. They were kind of like us, but they were much more advanced. And this has been proven if you look at all the major temples. The pyramids in Giza, the pyramids in Asia, the temple of Xi'an. Which is found in the video game Tomb Raider. Why is it called Tomb Raider? Because they're raiding the tombs and they're trying to study the ancient scrolls to figure out how the gods were doing what they were doing.